Today we'll be looking at whether or not we're living in a holographic universe. If you're new to this channel, welcome. This is Mr. Singularity, where we explore the scientific and technological breakthroughs shaping the future as we know it. It is commonly said that we exist in a three-dimensional world, that our cosmos has three spatial planes, up and down, left and right, forward and back. Look around you, and you're going to see what's real. Well, whatever it's like you're watching this film, it's 3D. Whatever you see through your eyes, it's still the same in 3 dimensions. So what if it isn't? What if it isn't just time that's an illusion, but reality itself? The holographic theory is one of the most controversial and complicated scientific ideas out there. It was designed in the 1990s and has contributed to the work of a number of influential scientists of the time. And as with so much scientific mechanics, it all starts with black holes. We know that black holes are where normal physics is going to break down entirely. Gravity in particular. We all realize that they tend to ingest all the material and knowledge that goes beyond the event horizon. Although for these things, there are so many unanswered issues. One of which is because as the material is absorbed, the surface area of the black hole impacts rather than its volume, which is strange. Science has come to this conclusion after years of observation. In much of the rest of the universe, the same is real. The majority of the volume is impacted and the surface area is affected by a much smaller proportion. Yet black holes, as they're always too inclined to do, defy the trend. And in doing so, they push one to reconsider what is and isn't physically feasible. On the basis of this, the holographic theory arose as a new and alternate interpretation of what the universe actually is. Scientists proposed that, as with a black hole, which can obviously be clarified by only a 2D surface, so should the whole universe emit from a 2D plane? This, that, and the rest of it is all a prediction. This is a hologram, originating from a far place, far beyond the visible world. And this projection is so compelling that we're actually living in it. Your past, the entire history of the world, and the entire history of the cosmos have taken place within it. However, this is not simply just another claim that nothing is true. It is not exactly the same as simulation theory, for example, which implies that the world is a computer construction governed by higher sources. It may be the case that our hologram is projected from a higher power, and we'll get to that later on, but it's not necessary. If the world is a hologram, so it's really the universe as we know it. It all began differently, and it happens for a certain cause. The holographic world is riding in the face of the Big Bang Theory. It turns mainstream classical science absolutely on its head. So let's just pretend that this is the solution to anything, that it was somehow proven beyond doubt that this fact is simply a projection, and we're all small, beautifully made pieces of it. How will such an existential bomb be received? Okay, if it were just the headline news tomorrow, then it would be general disbelief. While the holographic theory is by no means a modern concept, it's not popular science either. It took a long time for the Big Bang hypothesis to develop itself as the most influential theory of the universe, enough that you could bet there would be a great deal of backlash to the revelation of a hologram planet. And if there was evidence of that, how would you react if you were ordered to throw out everything you thought you knew? If you were told that you were really a projection when you live and breathe, that they were your friends and family, that was your place of work. The day we embrace the holographic world as reality will indeed be a very strange day. After that, however, it must have been approved by others, even the plurality. After all, what kind of difference does it make? Right now, we don't know for sure why we're here, why it's that we live. And the core premise is that we and everything else has evolved to this stage after the matter that has been liberated from one incredible singularity since the Big Bang incident. That's pretty phenomenal when you think about it. So the leap to embrace the hologram universe may prove simple for some people to make. Yet, elsewhere there will be fear. Then there's confusion, and the cause of existential problems all over the world. We generally interpret holograms as an example of state-of-the-art technology, or as plotting instruments in old-school science fiction films. And they seldom seem to be all that substantial. They never appear to be overly enduring. So the evidence of a holographic universe will mean that we were also insubstantial and impermanent. Okay, maybe, but not more than we've ever been. If we forget all of the different grand and far-off ideas about the very essence of reality for a second, and just think about human life at the center of the universe, as per the laws of nature, human life is still incredibly fragile. We are at the hands of so many forces outside our grasp. Extreme weather events, comet strikes, vacuum decay, a passing black hole. All these occurrences might happen, and in a moment, we're gone. So does the obvious fragility of the hologram really bother us? It's going to last until this stage, so that's something. Clearly, if holographic universe hypotheses have been right, then this particular hologram is well away from the flashy, typically bluish, contact systems we see in the films. But the last and overwhelming terror will lay in it. What if the world is a hologram? Then what does the hologram create? There is certainly outside of this alternative paradigm of the universe, a great beyond that, another realm, somewhere past this enormous and far-reaching system of stars and planets and galaxies that we call home. So how is it going to work? If in truth all we've ever known is only the end result of something other, then how did that other, much greater system come to be? It may be that there is some sort of ultra-advanced being, observing and manipulating this hologram of ours, or that there are several holograms projecting from the higher plane, each giving a different structure to the next, with different backgrounds and different laws of physics. And eventually, what happens if our prediction stops? What if it doesn't work, or is somehow turned off? Perhaps we would have heard about it, and there would have been telling signs that our reality was falling apart. Or maybe we'd know nothing at all. We'd be here one minute, and we wouldn't be here the next. As far as alternative realities are concerned, this one totally revises all the most basic truths of the cosmos. But note, this is focused on proven theoretical research. The holographic theory was born in the 1990s, but experimental research is still going on in the 21st century. According to sources in 2017, for example, the collaborative study undertaken by universities in the United Kingdom, Canada, and Italy found significant evidence that our world is holographic in nature. The results of the team, which were published in the peer-reviewed journal Physical Review Letters, focused on the cosmic microwave background radiation, with researchers suggesting that some of the anomalies suggested a holographic structure rather than anything else. One contributor, Professor Kostas Kinderas of the University of Southampton, drew a distinction between the holographic universe and the hologram you see on a credit card before adding, "This time, the whole universe is encoded." In the real world, the use of holograms and holography science becomes more and more part of daily life. Its applications can be used in museums, where the works of art and artifacts are replaced with holographic replicas, or in rock, where hologram concerts are becoming more popular, sometimes even bringing stars back from the dead for new performances. And also in surgery, where students can now practice for 3D holographic models of the body parts and organs they need to specialize in. The transition is here, in a pristine, projected form. How do all these holograms really live inside another one? One that's far larger and more complicated than something we've ever imagined. It will cause us to reconsider everything we've ever learned. So that's what would happen if we were living in a holographic world. What's your take on this? Let me know down in the comments below and check out one of these other videos. This has been Mr. Singularity, and we'll see you on the next one.